belief comes with action, you know. Faith without works is dead. That's what my book tells me.
With Coach Lewis is amazing. He's something I never had before.
These are the championship moments, right?
Yes, sir.
With that, notice Tim Brewster didn't have a headset on tonight. Is he the coach that's now an analyst?
Well, yes. You got to understand now, you only get so many coaches in college football. So when you make a move like
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got the culprit who was involved in all of this all along. See, I called it. I kept saying that Sean Lewis was a plant. Everybody thought it was conspiracy theorists. I'm not into all that. Listen, CU averaged 32 points and 408 yards with him coaching and all that. But some of the games made us look at the situation like, what is going on with this guy they call Sean Lewis? You can see it coming from a mile away. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what's going on, this guy over here, Coach Sean Lewis, has now got a new coaching gig, and that's a new coaching job that he is soon in his head going to get. Listen to me carefully. When I said he has it, of course, there's no contract or anything yet, but we know behind the scenes what really goes on, and we already know everything that comes with it. Now, we know Tucker, the coach of Michigan State, got fired for those allegations. We're not going to even get into that. And we knew an opening was going to come through. I knew when he was at Kent State, Sean Lewis only went to Colorado because of the Power 5 schools he can audition for. He can try to do his things. Now, if you look at this paper here before we go in, this completely shows who's been feeding these reporters all the nonchalant rhetoric. As you see here, he talks about how someone told him from the university, which we know is Sean Lewis, allegedly. And this reporter is talking about how, you know, Shedeur Sanders is upset because he's not getting enough passes. And he's also telling the reporters that Deion is mad that Shedeur is not getting enough of the reps and is being taken out of his hands. As you can see here, there's only one or two groups of people that could have done this, and that's someone on offense and a player as well, because we'll get to the players later. Now, let's get into Sean Lewis. Let's listen to what Deion said before I go on my rant of this situation. You dig?
Yes, sir.
With that, notice Tim Brewster didn't have a headset on tonight. Is he the coach that's now an analyst?
Well, yes. You got to understand now, you only get so many coaches in college football. So when you make a move like we made, that means someone has to, I don't call it demotion. I think move, everybody's making the same amount of money. So when you get demoted, that's a hit on your check. So it's a movement that we had to make. I think we use how many tight ends in the games? So think about that.
We'll think about that, and I'll go to more video receipts, but let me talk my ish right quick, and let me explain some things to go further. Now, this dude, listen to me, Sean Lewis, they call him. He's been basically auditioning for other Power 5 schools. He's been entertaining offers in the coming weeks. This is not a hidden secret. Every reporter has been reporting about this. See, he wanted the credit all along that came with the change of Colorado. He didn't like it going to Shedeur, Deion, and all this and that, and you could have seen it from the get-goes. Now, the Colorado Buffaloes offensive coordinator Sean Lewis, he might be a one and done at Boulder. The former Kent State coach is reportedly on a short list of candidates to take over at Michigan State, and we know he will get the job. I don't care what you tell me. Listen, you got people on that list such as Brian Hartline. We know him when he was a receiver at Ohio State, and he's the great assistant at Ohio State now. But without a doubt, this man will get the job. Now, while this isn't news for anyone paying attention to the rumors, the topic has intensified with CU offensive mastermind being demoted this week by Deion Sanders, who took over play calling duties from Lewis and gave it to Pat Shurmur. Now, Shurmur, the great coach of the NFL style, the GOAT they call him as far as strategic plays, he's been on that field talking to Shedeur over the last couple of weeks as an analyst and basically someone who's reputable you can speak to. Now listen, he hasn't been replaced that much, but he's been replaced for Shurmur, who hasn't coached college football for over 25 years. He is a consultant now, but best believe next year he would be the offensive mastermind for the Boulders. Now listen, Coach Lewis felt disrespected by all that. This is why the sabotaging, we can clearly see how it's been going on. Now, before I go in deeper on that, he said some things in the start of spring which let me know some of the cahoots of what he's tried to do or whatever. I want y'all to listen to some of this right quick.
All the hard work that they put in this spring really come to fruition in front of our fans and obviously a great national television audience, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you become a spring ball at this point? One more thing left, you ready to put on a show offensively?
Yeah, I mean, we're ready to go. You know, we're going to have a vanilla call sheet, and we're going to go play fast and allow the opportunity the guys to go make plays, you know. So excited to see the guys compete and, you know, see all the hard work that they put in this spring really come to fruition in front of our fans, and see all the hard work that they put in this spring really come to fruition in front of
Now,
our fans.
everything is based on wording and the way he's saying it. You got to understand, reporters over and over kept coming and letting Deion know certain things in front of the whole national media, as if Deion didn't know there's only 1 or 3 groups of people who could have known about these things. So he knew his inner circle. He was dwindling to find the snake, the Benedict Arnold, just like when Fredo betrayed the Godfather. You feel me? It's a hurtful moment, because when you find out somebody you have admiration and respect for and they do these things. Listen, man, 4 to 5 weeks ago, Sean Lewis stopped talking to Shedeur and Pat Shurmur was giving Shedeur advice instead. That had to make Sean feel embarrassed. Game footage shows the same thing. I knew all these things was going on based on certain data and reporting from outside sources that kept going over and over. I've noticed certain receivers haven't liked the spotlight that Shedeur has received. You guys got to pay attention to that. Again, I want to get into that on a different video about players who are also possibly being paid through cahoots of NILs, but neither here or there. Different packages started getting used on the offensive side of things once Pat Shurmur started being more vocal. They needed to make a change because the play calling was just too predictable. But let's be 100. If the defense can't stop the run and keeps missing open field tackles in the secondary with all them arm tackles, then it's for nothing. It's a shame this guy was sabotaging and undermining the team. This is horrible no matter how you try to put it, because this is coaching young men to make them leaders of men. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, imagine what could have been if he didn't get caught. An in-house guy trying to sabotage the team. Like, what the hell is going on with that? This guy needs to be more than fired, and he's not even fired. He's just reprimanded. He doesn't need to be hired by anyone else. He's a scumbag, but we know the good old boys club will keep this thing going. Now listen, I saw this from 2 weeks as well. If you all paid attention, like, it was like the offensive coordinator wanted to punish the kids by letting them get pummeled by the opposing defenses. I was really concerned about Shedeur's safety and well-being. Dylan was also constantly being asked to block guys that outweighed him by over 70 pounds or more. And I get it, the NFL, you got to be strong and all that, but at the end of the day, this is college football. I am glad for the young men too who are losing hope on this weak, predictable offense. This should definitely give them a new life. Before I keep ranting, because I'm not done ranting, I want to go on more further things such as this right here, how Prime lets you know in details about academics.
I don't trust you, and you're not going to be able to practice. So what we're going to do, if you got 3 or 4 Fs, what we're going to do is send you to academics, let you focus on that, and you lose your reps on this, so somebody have an opportunity to take your job and take your number.
Now, a lot of people got the things to say Shedeur set up the coach to fail based on Sean lying to the media, but Shedeur openly and emphatically lets the people know how much he loved and respected Sean Lewis at one point in time.
With Coach Lewis is amazing. He's something I never had before.
These are the championship moments, right?
With Coach Lewis is.
Now, what you say with that when you got the young man giving praise to you? Now, listen to me. This was only obvious when the whole mission started. Sean never looked all in, like, he never locked in with Prime's system. He never seemed to care about it. He seemed to gel with the players, and you could see it, especially when you run the set. But basically what I'm trying to tell you, he didn't gel with the players that good because he ran the same set of 8 plays in a row over and over. I had to look at the game tape so it don't look like I'm being biased, like I just don't like Sean Lewis. I got videos praising Sean Lewis in the beginning until I seen these obvious things. Now, with Shedeur getting sacked, knocked down, or running for his life, it was about time they took actions against this foolishness. This move sends a positive message to the players and put any other coaching and player plants on notice. You will be removed if deemed a deterrent for the team. Basically, if you're a distraction and you're a problem, or you're like what we said, the Fredo of the group. That's what Coach Sean Lewis is. No ifs and buts about it. Listen, when Ocho Cinco said they kept running like him and Unc was talking on that night show they have on their podcast, Ocho Cinco said they kept running that same play that wasn't working against Oregon. I believe, well, radar went up a bit and Prime paid more attention to the Judas in his camp. But as much as I adore Coach Prime, at some point, the O-line, that is the line, it's still a call for him to sharpen that offensive line, and I'm glad he's doing it with the coaching as well. Now, he wanted to audition for all these Power 5 jobs, that is Coach Sean Lewis, they call him, and after applying for these jobs, he clearly wanted to sabotage him even more with the shots he was taking. You know what I mean? Because everything started seeming, well, as if the play calling was scripted, as if the opponents knew exactly every single play that was going on. How could you not look at this Judas in your circle? The athletic director also said he didn't believe it was the offensive line in an interview a couple of days ago. Shador also said those offensive linemen didn't get enough snaps before the UCLA games, and we seen that clearly during those California moments in prime time. No pun intended. Now, 2 weeks, Sean Lewis basically said that's what you gave us. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks, Sean Lewis, that's exactly what you gave us. Now, I felt in my bones when he was the problem basically for the USC game that everybody started pinpointing him. You could see it through Twitter, through everything. People was like, somebody else do the play calling right now. Before I continue with that, I want Prime to preach to us even more emphatically.
Partner with action. Yeah, belief comes with action. You know, faith without works is dead. That's what my book tells me. So you got to have, it's okay to have that faith that you believe, but I got to see the action behind it. And that's what we challenge the young men to come out in the second half and show us the action of the belief. Not just sit up there and say, oh, we going to win. That's easy to say, but we need to see the action behind it. Partner with action. Yeah, belief.
You know what I'm saying? That belief that comes with it, and clearly people around him did not believe in that system. You know what I mean? Listen, but I trusted that Coach Prime would handle the situation if it really was on him, and lo and behold, he got the axe. You know what I mean? After the blown opportunity to try to win the USC game, I was saying to myself, this guy has to go, man. He gave up on a winnable game, but yet he's trying to get a Power 5 job. You dudes are making a terrible mistake for your universities if you hire Sean Lewis as your head coach. Anyways, Coach Prime stands poised, bro. If you look at how calm he was to change the plantation that has been in college sports for a long time, generations upon generation. It's a sick system that will stop at nothing to keep those young men on that plantation. And I stand in support with Coach Prime because I know that change gonna come. No snap, Sam Cook, pun intended. Now, Lewis and Boyle are both basically gone at the end of the season. They were a package deal coming from Kent State, and you know them type of dudes stick together, and you know what I mean by that, stick together. The good old boys club. This is criminal. Basically, he literally put those dudes at Boulder in danger. Watching the games, it was odd to see them not make any damn adjustments. Things would work and they would get basically away from it. That was kind of weird. Like, they're not connecting with the coach. There really should be an investigation, in my personal opinion. With all this NIL money going around, the offensive line could have easily been paid off. That's why I want to do a separate video. What players at that university kind of have it in for Sanders, and to get rid of that notoriety they are receiving right now. I didn't know who it was at first, but then I understood that someone was clearly being dirty behind the scenes and snakish and Judas. Now, I'm excited that they got caught, but I really personally feel there's more cancer cells amongst the team. Sean Lewis is not really fired. You got to remember how things work. Now, if Pat Shurmur does a good job, then Sean Lewis most definitely will be fired if he don't already take the job like his Judas Tell probably will at Michigan State. Their main job was to get Deion Sanders hurt and put him out for the season. At least that's my conclusion and my feelings. May not be a fact, but when you look at the things in the rejected, predictable offense, you have to lead to these things. Never forget, Pat was already working with CU's basically football team as a quality control analyst. He didn't get nobody fired. Deion didn't get Pat. He already had Pat on the team. That was already his guy for the last 20 something to 30 years. Coach Prime has too many evil folks hating on his coaching staff. You know what I mean? They have been sabotaging all of his games, from the media to his own coach, inside out, through the chain of commands, also through biased reportings, biased analysts such as Dirty ESPN. Like, listen, they cannot be trusted, none of them. Look at Colorado Buffalo's record, 4-4. That's just sad with all the talented players on the team. They should basically easily be a 6-2 team if it wasn't for those people trying to destroy the program. Look, I'm DJ Bless One, and I don't lie about anything when it comes to things like this. I tell you what it is. Let's listen to what Sanders got to say. He told you he is going to fix it. That's it. When these people quit on Deion Sanders, don't blame him.
We don't make them quit. They quit. Or I don't want to say quit. They jump in the transfer portal. You call that what you want. Okay? Before a national televised game, before a sellout crowd. So you call that what you want. Okay? So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is.
Sanders says Nico.
It is what it is. You dig me? This man don't even lie to parents. When your students and your kids go to him, he tell the kids the truth.
That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. We don't want anybody to think it's about them. It's about this. It's about all of us in here, man. It's about getting these kids to the next level and giving them the best possible environment they can be in. I don't lie to parents. I refuse to lie to a parent.
That man told you he refused to lie to these parents, and you don't want to give that man his energy.
Well, we have a back flap. I know why. We want to look good, right? You won one darn game, but you want to look good.
And that's Sean Lewis trying to look good. The Judas was always in the circle, was always in the camp, and we will not forget that. I am DJ Bless One, the best one. I will continue to keep you guys updated and keep you going on with what's going on. If it makes sense, and if it makes sense, and if it don't, then it don't. I know, rhetoric upon rhetoric. Well, that's what you have with Sean Lewis. Hit the like button, like, share, and subscribe. I'm out. Love your family, love your kids. Stay blessed, y'all.